That's on the entire broadcast. Many thanks for joining this broadcast. My name is Emmanuel Agyabeng. Minister for Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration Samuel Okujetu-Ablakwa has reacted to international media reports about the United States deportation of a Salvadorian named Agyabeng to Ghana. Various international media outlets on Friday, October 10, that's today, reported that the U.S. Department of Homeland Security said it now plans to deport Agyabeng to Ghana, according to a notice from the agencies to its attorneys. DHS previously said it was planning to deport Agyabeng, who was wrongly deported to El Salvador and then brought back to the U.S. to Eswatini and Uganda. However, reacting to the reports in a Facebook post, Ablakwa clarified that Ghana is not accepting Agyabeng. Now let's bring you the details of that particular post that was made by the Minister for Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration, Samuel Okujetu-Ablakwa. It says Ghana is not accepting Agyabeng. He cannot be deported to Ghana. This has been directly and unambiguously conveyed to U.S. authorities. In my interactions with U.S. officials, I made clear that our understanding to accept a limited number of non-criminal West Africans purely on the grounds of African solidarity and humanitarian principles will not be expanded. Ghana strongly objects to these misleading media reports. And there you have it, the Foreign Affairs Minister, Samuel Okujetu-Ablakwa, on a post on X about an hour ago. And here, the legal counsel to former President Akufo-Addo, Abaka Suman, has expressed strong support for the candidacy of Dr. Bawumia, stating that Ghana would have been in a much better position under his leadership. He believes in his leadership abilities, and he says that if he were president at this time, Ghana would have been better off. Speaking on Star Chat with Bolare, Suman described Dr. Bawumia as an accomplished economist whose expertise aligns with Ghana's current developmental needs. He commended the party, that is the New Patriotic Party, for producing capable leaders, but maintained that Dr. Bawumia's innovative leadership style and strong digitalization agenda uniquely positions him to drive national transformation.
NPP is blessed. The candidates that we have, if you look at them, they're all accomplished people.
Correct.
You look at Dr. Bawumia, excellent economist. I have, worked with him, his digitalization agenda. In fact, if Bawumia had been president of Ghana right now, if he had won the election, I think that, Ghana would really have been good for it, because his background and his experience is exactly what the country needs at this particular moment in time. You look at the other candidates, Kennedy Japong, very accomplished businessman, and then you look at Brian, who, very accomplished guy, and he's very determined, even at his age, with all his busy schedule, still went ahead and got a PhD. And then look at Edichum. Edichum's story is just brilliant, rising from, where he was to the US. I think he was recently given an award. and being a minister in the government, and then Kwame J. Japan. You know, these are like really, really good candidates. So
who will stand tall for you?
They're all.
You can't stick your neck out. You've worked with some of them. You worked with Dr. Baumia. All of them.
All of them. Which is why I'm saying they're all very, very competent.
Yeah, but if push comes to shove and you're to choose, I mean, January 31 is just around the corner. Who will it be?
That's when the push will come to shove.
Well, the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources has disclosed that over 1,500 illegal miners have been arrested since the current government took office as part of intensified efforts to clamp down on illegal mining activities across the country. Now, speaking to the media, the Director of Communications at the Lands Ministry, Amamausi Nyafia, revealed that over 400 security personnel have been deployed to patrol and protect major water bodies that have now been designated as security zones.
This week, the team has been very active. The Blue Water Guards have also been very active on the ground, driving the activities. As we speak, on the 9th of October, for instance, we had 28 illegal miners arrested at K3 Point. We've had about 6 excavators seized during the week. Water pumping machines, 65 of them, across various areas, including Dadrin dumping, and Cobra, and some at Cape 3 Points. We've also confiscated some chamfan machines, some heavy-duty water pumps, some generators, some Land Cruiser vehicles, shovels, pickaxes, mobile phones, Indian hemp, mercury, torchlights, and a whole lot of things. We would share the comprehensive list with you with the full update of the stories that we have done over the week. Basically, the essence of this exercise is for us to, like we have said, to keep Ghanaians abreast with the issues and to carry all of us along the journey. Stakeholder engagement is key, and if you look at our strategy, it's the one on top of the list. Whilst we are deliberately engaging stakeholders, we are driving education, we are driving awareness, we're also clear to say the law is the law, and if you break the law, there will be consequences. We have seen arrests. We've seen several arrests over the period. We're talking close to 1,500 arrests over the period.
Let's cross over to the Lands Ministry because my colleague Prince SCN is at the press briefing and he has some updates for us. Prince, what more can you tell us from the presser?
Okay, so Agyabeng, within the week, according to the ministry, the National Anti-Illegal Mining Operations Secretariat have embarked on several operations in the western and then that of the western north region. Out of that, they have made some arrests with some machines seized so far. Some of the machines include 6 excavators have been seized, 65 pumping machines with over 7 chamfan dredging machines, heavy-duty water pump generator, Toyota Land Cruiser V8, shovels, pickaxe, mobile phone, Indian hemp, mini bottles of mercury, torchlight, and a cash of over 10,200 plus has also been seized so far. So the ministry gave an update with regards to the operations done by the the NIMO Secretariat, the operations that they have done over the weekend. Then they also elaborated the fact that the key question with the guarantee fact now has to do with the sustainability of the operations of the of NIMO. The ministry said that so far they are trained and then they are deploying over 400 personnel to the hotspot areas. So what they are going to do now is that they are going to ensure constant patrol of our water bodies and then that of the forest reserve. One of the key things the ministry also highlighted is the fact that in view of transparency and ensuring that everything they are doing is transparent and Ghanaians get to know what they are doing, they want to institute a weekly press update where they'll be engaging the media on a weekly basis to let them know some of the achievements they have done, they'll highlight some of their challenges. And one of the key things they also mentioned is that beyond arresting these illegal miners, they are interested in ensuring that they arrest their financiers. So not just about arresting the illegal miners, however, tracing and ensure that those who finance these illegal miners are also arrested and then prosecuted as well.
Prince, thank you so much for the updates. Prince is my colleague here at the EIB network. He's been engaging us largely on some arrests made by NIMOS and also some updates from the Lands Ministry. Still on matters relating to our environment and as to what we even eat, a new UNICEF report has revealed alarming levels of lead contamination in Ghana, particularly in food items and household sources. Tests showed that 42% of ground turmeric sold in markets contained high levels of lead, with the highest contamination found in the Greater Accra, Central and Bono regions. Now, corn-based cereal mixes, locally known as Tom Brown, also showed traces of lead in samples from the eastern region. Here's a News Desk report.
UNICEF is raising red flags over dangerous levels of lead contamination in Ghana. Tests found that more than 42% of ground turmeric on sale in local markets contained excessive lead, with the worst cases recorded in Greater Accra, Central and Bono regions. Corn-based cereal mixes, popularly known as Tom Brown, were also found to be contaminated in the eastern region. The alarming sources of lead exposure were traditional eyeliner, also known as kaji or koli, often used by mothers to supposedly brighten the eyes of their children. About 80% of the samples tested contained dangerously high levels of lead, with some more than tens of thousands above the permissible limits. White-baked clay, known locally as chile or ayilo, also consumed largely by pregnant women to ease nausea, contained 24.6% of samples of lead, with the Northeast and the Greater Accra region showing the highest rates. The report warns that old plumbing and cookware are further exposing families to lead, which can cause serious health problems in children, including developmental delays, learning difficulties, anemia, seizures, and pregnancy complications. UNICEF says lead poisoning is preventable and is urging urgent action through public awareness campaigns, stronger safety regulations, and routine screening of children and pregnant women.
Let's still stay put on our environment. And here, the National Concerned Small Scale Miners Association's Anti-Galamsey Task Force has stormed Nyamedomso camp near Mankraso in the Ahafo Southwest District of the Ashanti region to clamp down on illegal mining activities along River Mankran. During the exercise, the task force destroyed several pieces of illegal mining equipment along the river shore. Ashanti regional correspondent Isaac Jastic Bediako was with them and as far as this report.
On Wednesday, October 8, 2025, the Anti-Galamsey Task Force stormed the Ahafo Southwest District in the Ashanti region as part of efforts to support government's ongoing fight against illegal mining, particularly activities taking place on river bodies. About 50 meters from Nyamedonso camp farming community, illegal miners were busily engaged in gold mining operation on River Mankran, the only water source for both domestic and farm use in the area. River Mankran, which connects to River Ofin, a major water source for Kumasi and its surrounding communities, has become heavily polluted due to persistent illegal mining activities. Upon sighting the task force, the miners flee the site, taking with them some of their equipment before the team's arrival. The task force subsequently dismantled the illegal mining camp and set the remaining equipment ablaze to permanently halt the activities on the river. Philip Bauer, a committee member of the task force, accused some elders of the Nyamedonso camp community of shielding illegal miners for personal gains. He questioned why traditional leaders and unit committee members will sit unconcerned for illegal miners to destroy the only water source for the community.
There's nowhere in Ghana that you can go and perform any activity on a river body close to the town without speaking to the people in the village for some kind of rituals. So therefore, so far as activities are being undertaken here, they are in the known, and we can say that they are involved, for which reason they are not taking any action. So they are complicit. We have warned them. We are not going to massage the issues. We are saying it as it is. We have warned them that they are perpetuating the actions we have seen As you can see, this is the river in Mankind. It joins the river Ofin at a point. So when the pollution is caused here, it affects Ofin, and Ofin goes to Pra and to the sea. So we have to start from where the actions are, and one of the places is where we started the operations today.
A unit committee member of Nyamedonso camp admits neglecting his responsibility and are sure to protect the only water source for the community for farming.
This is
the district chief executive for Ahafo Southwest, Abubakar Sadiq, commended the National Concerned Small-Scale Miners Association, Ghana, task force for supporting the government fight against illegal mining. He expressed confidence that stronger collaboration between the government and legal small-scale miners will help flush out illegal operators, destroying the environment and reputation of small-scale mining industry.
I have a standing task force. Normally, they go around every birthday to go and see those who are doing the illegality. Yeah, and I hope with the help of the task force, everything will be fine.
Where we went in particular, the people were just mining about 50 meters to the community. It looks like nobody is concerned about what is going on there.
Personally, I was there, that was last 3 weeks. I stopped them. I even asked my task force to go and destroy their machines, but still, I just don't know why. But from tomorrow, we'll still go there to see if they are still there.
Bresi Ando, leader of the National Concerned Small-Scale Miners Association, Ghana Anti-Galamsey Task Force, reiterated the association's commitment to sustaining the fight against illegal mining and promoting environmental responsible mining practice.
And then Agyabeng this Adwuma we no. Yeah, man, so and then kwa. Anytime be a best but they be a name show no sa. You be a boat, you were a bit, you were a divers now. Anytime be a best show no sa. Near their bois blue water guard, yet that bois 9 months for now, almost airbano, almost bar. Baby, as I say, Omuye maybe and yes, you make sure say the bois.
Reporting for GHOneNews, Isaac Justice Bediako, Kumasi.
The Minister for Interior, Muntaka Mohammed Mubarak, says plans are far advanced to revise Ghana's extradition order to make it more humane. Addressing the media at the West African Mining Security Conference in Accra, he explained that the review will give the Interior Ministry greater authority to prosecute illegal mining offenders, particularly foreigners, under the dedicated court soon to be established under the newly appointed Chief Justice. The Minister also noted that many foreign nationals involved in illegal mining have in the past evaded punishment, a trend the government is determined to end.
Interior Minister Muntaka Mohammed Mubarak has disclosed plans to review Ghana's extradition order to make it more effective in tackling illegal mining. He says this will give the Interior Ministry greater authority to prosecute offenders, particularly foreign nationals who have for years evaded punishment. The minister further cautioned that mining must not only be seen as a revenue stream, urging a shift in mindset towards sustainability and responsible practices.
We want to revise the extradition order to make it even more humane, so that everybody knows that these are itemized instead of probably now using a discretion that have to only be guided by Article 296 of our Constitution. We want to take away that discretion so that it is well defined, so that you know that after these things, because currently what we restrict ourselves to, if we find you in cyber crime, if we find you in our forest, whether felling the trees or illegal mining, because of the challenge of prosecution, I choose that. Look, I will remove you. Let's not be focusing only on money. That's revenue. Let's be focusing on creating a stable society to change the psyche of people gradually to appreciate this.
At the event, Australia's ambassador for counter-terrorism, Gemma Huggins, noted that the two-day West African Mining Security Conference is an important platform for dialogue on the evolving security landscape in the sub-region and its implications for mining. She added that the conference provides a great opportunity for mining companies and security firms to have frank discussions on what is happening in the region.
The conference over the next 2 days is going to be a fantastic way for our mining companies and security firms to have these frank discussions about what's happening in the region. The conference is a great opportunity to exchange information, have frank discussions on the security situation in the region, and ensure our mining operations here are able to mitigate some of the security risks.
Australia's ambassador for counter-terrorism, Gemma Huggins, further expressed concern about the growing threat of terrorism and its impact.
In this region, terrorism and violent extremism remain the region's greatest challenges. Australia remains deeply concerned by the destabilising impact it has on regional security and development. It impedes sustainable development and erodes human rights. It undermines economic growth, food security and social cohesion, and it exacerbates displacement.
The conference was organised by the Australian High Commission under the auspices of the Ministry of Interior.
Board Chairman for AU Advisory Board on Corruption, Adam Senanu, has commended President John Dramani Mahama for taking proactive steps to fast-track the prosecution of corruption-related cases of the country. President Mahama recently announced a meeting with the Chief Justice, the Attorney General, and other key stakeholders to deliberate on measures to address recurring mismanagement of public funds highlighted in the Auditor General's reports and to ensure the swift prosecution of individuals implicated. The President suggested that the prosecution of corruption-related cases should not exceed 6 months once initiated.
Speaking to journalists in Koforidua during a stakeholders forum on the development of the National Ethics and Anti-Corruption Action Plan, Board Chairman for AU Advisory Board on Corruption, Adam Senanu, lauded President John Dramani Mahama for taking proactive steps to fast-track the prosecution of corruption-related cases in the country. He said swift and fair prosecution will help curb impunity and prevent public disillusionment in the fight against corruption.
Change the rules. They should sit every day. They should sit every day. Designate some courts to be special courts for corruption, so that then when the cases are dealt with, and then after 2 months, we realize that 20 people have been jailed. Then people will take us seriously. But at the moment, it's like, don't mind, they'll talk, and nothing will happen. And with the judges too need training. If you have a situation where judges will look video evidence where somebody says, I paid you and so and so, and still they say it is not enough to jail them, then we have a problem in this country. So you are absolutely right. I think that a lot more needs to be done. And I am delighted that the President says he's meeting the Chief Justice and the Attorney General, because if you look at all those so-called oral cases and whatnot, if they don't do something to speed up, you're going to disillusion all Ghanaians, and we don't want that to happen.
The forum formed part of a nationwide stakeholder engagement to deliberate on Ghana's new National Ethics and Anti-Corruption Action Plan, following the expiration of the 2015 to 2024 Action Plan. The updated framework aims to strengthen ethics and values, transparency, accountability, and citizen participation as key pillars in the national anti-corruption agenda.
Like His Excellency said recently, corruption has become a serious matter in this country, and some of my colleagues have said that we have almost normalized corruption in this country. So the President takes the matter of corruption very seriously, and we have gone around the country to ensure that we take views from everybody, because you don't want this to become a document that from Accra, people from Accra. I want to make sure that everybody across the region makes input into this document, so that it becomes a document that's acceptable to all of us as a country, that will guide our fight against corruption. Now, what's the objective? The objective is to ensure that we minimize corruption as much as possible. The Constitution says that we must try to eradicate corruption. So that's the vision, to ensure that we are on the path of eradicating corruption across institutions, across individuals, and across the whole social fabric.
The Eastern Regional Minister, Honorable Rita Akosua-Ejei-Awate, in her remarks, reaffirmed government's commitment to fighting corruption through inclusive, participatory processes.
The government recognizes that combating corruption requires more than just laws and institutions. It requires a comprehensive and coordinated approach that engages every citizen of this nation. To this end, the development of this new phase of National Ethics and Anti-Corruption Action Plan is a critical step forward. Ladies and gentlemen, the media, I wish to assure you that the government of His Excellency the President of Ghana, President John Dramani Mahama, is fully committed to the successful formulation and, more importantly, the implementation of the new National Ethics and Anti-Corruption Action Plan when it is finally developed.
Police in Tema have dismantled a human trafficking and cyber fraud syndicate operating at Peace Land, Agyabeng. The operation conducted by the Zinua Tadeka District Police Patrol Team led to the arrest of 3 suspects and the rescue of 7 Nigerian nationals who were being held captive. The suspects, 36-year-old computer engineer Peter Okoye, 30-year-old Jolly Ezekiel, and 33-year-old Jolly Shadrach, allegedly lured the victims from Nigeria under the guise of offering them construction jobs in Ghana. Upon arrival, the victims were detained and forced into online fraud schemes. Police, in a statement, say the victims were beaten, starved, and confined for months, with some forced to swear oaths of loyalty. They were each given laptops and instructed to create fake romantic relationships online to defraud unsuspecting victims abroad. A search at the suspect's residence uncovered laptops, routers, mobile phones, and other items now held as exhibits. The victims, who had been confined for about 8 months, have since been rescued. The suspects have been remanded by the Agyabeng District Court and are expected to reappear on October 23. Since the beginning of the year, the Eastern Regional Hospital in Koforidua has recorded 40 new cases of cervical cancer. This follows 130 cases reported in 2021. In response to the rising numbers, the Eastern Regional Health Directorate is urging religious leaders, traditional authorities, parents, and teachers to support efforts to combat vaccine hesitancy among adolescent girls. Their involvement is seen as crucial to the success of the ongoing nationwide human papillomavirus vaccination campaign in the region.
The HPV vaccination campaign, launched in October 7, 2025, aims to reach 202,194 girls aged 9 to 14 years across the Eastern region. It forms part of Ghana's national initiative to prevent cervical cancer, one of the leading causes of cancer-related deaths among women. Speaking to the media in Koforidua, Eastern Regional Director of Health, Dr. Damien Punguyere, described the introduction of the HPV vaccine as a significant milestone in the country's fight against cervical cancer. He noted, however, that misinformation and cultural misconceptions continue to pose major challenges to vaccine acceptance despite strong evidence of the vaccine's effectiveness in preventing the disease.
Bring them together to give them the opportunity to ask questions directly to us as leaders of the service in the region will help them to appreciate and accept the vaccine. And also getting the chiefs, the traditional authorities, the religious leaders to add their voice will actually help them to change if they had any reservation.
Supporting the campaign, Nana Odame Buedu Ayabuafo Mairehine of Koforidua Sokore also called on parents to prioritize their daughters' health by allowing them to be vaccinated.
Traditional leaders,
teachers have also joined the advocacy. Here's Cynthia Adaite, a science teacher at Koforidua Presby B Junior High School.
Encourage them that it's not a dangerous thing. Any misconception, religious-wise and others, I've spoken to them and I want to assure them that it's a safe vaccine that will help them if they are vaccinated against the human papilloma virus.
Abigail Omani, a student of Nana Kwaku Boateng Presby A School, said she was initially hesitant due to misconception, but now feels confident after learning the facts.
It's assumed say harmful, but not harmful. Yeah, can because me again say if you can say I expired and a be cool and name everyone say tunes me but you when say when you protect them and I went so them just say many side effects it's me advice someone as so don't be secure.
Human papilloma virus HPV vaccination campaign is aimed at curbing the increasing incidence of cervical cancer in the Eastern region. For GHOne TV and Star FM, Kujansa.
As part of efforts to address the illegal activities associated with its name, GHOne, has unveiled celebrated broadcaster and CEO of the EIB network, Nathan Kwabena Anochie DC, popularly known to us all as Bolare, as the country agent and spokesperson in Ghana. The partnership between GHOne and the renowned media personality marks a new chapter of transparency, accountability, and sustainable growth for the brand. The unveiling ceremony also saw the announcement of GHOne's new office at East Legon, Accra, a move symbolizing its renewed commitment to legitimacy and visibility in Ghana.
GHOne is a leading global lifestyle and wellness direct selling company. However, over the years, its name has been misused by fraudulent individuals to deceive unsuspecting people, particularly through fake employment and investment schemes. In response, GHOne has officially appointed Nathan Kwabena Anochie ADC, popularly known as Bolare, as its spokesperson and agent in Ghana, a strategic move to intensify its anti-scam campaign and reclaim public trust. Speaking at the unveiling, Biram Fall, GHOne's deputy chairman for the sub-Saharan region, described the partnership as a critical step toward greater transparency and sustainable growth. He added that Bolare will lead GHOne's local initiatives focused on job creation, community development, and economic empowerment.
Today, we take another major step by welcoming Mr. Kwabena Adisi, the CEO of EIB Network, more popularly known as Bolare, as GHOne's official representative and spokesperson in Ghana. Bolare's reputation, integrity, and voice in the community make him an ideal ambassador for GHOne as we focus on empowering entrepreneurs, educating the people, and supporting community development. His influence and credibility will help us engage in public and in a more meaningful way, building awareness, restoring trust, and ensuring that people understand who we truly are and what we stand for.
For his part, Bolare expressed deep appreciation for the appointment, describing it as both a professional milestone and a personal mission to uphold the integrity of a credible global brand. He pledged to use his influence and media platforms to educate the public, expose fraudulent schemes, and help rebuild GHOne's image in Ghana. Bolare also announced that GHOne's new physical presence in Ghana will serve as a controlled measure to curb the illegal activities tarnishing the company's reputation.
But let me be clear. Today, here and now, GHOne is neither a travel agency, nor does it offer scholarships or operates as a Ponzi or investment scheme. These criminals exploit our reputable brand to defraud unsuspecting individuals. And from today, you will get to know that we have a physical presence here in Ghana. That is going to curb all of that, because many years people have used the brand because there's no physical presence here in Ghana. It's an online platform and people will just misuse the brand. It ceases from today because we are going after the criminals.
GHOne's Global Compliance Officer, Nana Korte, further disclosed that the company is collaborating with the Economic and Organized Crime Office, that is EOCO, to track down perpetrators. She revealed that 85 cases have been filed so far, with 15 currently under active investigation.
We don't encourage any travels outside the country for anything whatsoever. Now, today is another milestone as we bring Bolare on board as our agent and spokesperson for Ghana. Coupled with the collaboration with EOCO, the message will be out there that GHOne is a company, deals specifically in products. We are not a travel agent, we are not a job recruitment agency. And so if anybody at all is using the company's name for any of these purposes, it is not the company. And this message can't be clearer with what we are witnessing here today. Among those present at the unveiling ceremony were the Barbados ambassador to Ghana, celebrated Nigerian journalist and publisher, Chief Dele Momodu, and other distinguished guests.
Congratulations to our chief, Bolare himself. Now, in the troubled town of Boko, where the crack of gunfire has replaced the rhythm of daily life, over 400 persons with disabilities say they have become the forgotten victims of the long-standing chieftaincy conflict. Living in constant fear and deprivation, they are trapped by disability and circumstance, unable to flee when violence erupts, and cut off from food, healthcare, and compassion. The appeal for help came as they joined hundreds of residents in the national cleanup exercise, using the occasion to call for urgent government intervention.
For many in Boko, survival has become a daily challenge. But for the physically challenged, it is a nightmare. The sound of gunfire means confinement, trapped by disability, poverty, and fear. They say the ongoing chieftaincy conflict has left them isolated, neglected, and forgotten.
We don't have place to go. We, the disabled people, we can't walk. There is no work. People have run because of the conflict. No business to do. We want government to help us.
Anytime we heard gunshot, we don't know where we the disabled people to put ourselves. Some people can run, some people they will run and just fall down. So we are pleading your mama that we should do something for our Boko conflict.
The group joined hundreds of residents for the National Sanitation Day, not just to clean the environment, but to draw attention to their desperate plea for government intervention.
Here, no, if you don't clean it, we sit here doing meeting, we can get cholera here. After the meeting, you can go and cause your sickness. We, the disabled, we don't have money to. But this exercise will motivate us to do something nice in our situation here. So we wanted to plead our Excellency John Dramani Mahama and our DCE. They should look at we the disabled people at Imboku.
Their message: peace is not just a political necessity, but a lifeline for the vulnerable.
Yeah, persons with disability in Boku Municipal on your home mobile. Now, on yeah, na yeah, person with disability near ya home. You got your name says a crony dia. And then yes, so your betima and answer so now you're teaming a bibia Eddie.
Led by the MC for Boko and the sanitation team, the group cleared heaps of refuse at the new market, a symbolic act of renewal amid the lingering scars of conflict.
Our situation is a challenging one for us, but I know very well that we'll put the guns aside and then take up this cleaning exercise as our activity.
In every place, peace is something that attracts development. And Boko, I'm pleading to the youth, I'm pleading to the chiefs, opinion leaders, women and children, everybody to give peace a chance.
As the dust settles from the day's cleanup, the cries of persons with disabilities in Boko linger, a reminder that peace is not complete until the most vulnerable can live without fear.
I pleaded all MCs to look about Boko, and then all the executives to look about Boko for we the disabled problem.
Their plea is simply protection, inclusion, and peace. Until the guns go silent, hope for Bako's most vulnerable remains as fragile as their reality.
It's now time for us to bring you the latest in our world of business.
The Business Brief is brought to you by CompuGhana, passion for technology.
The government of Ghana is optimistic about securing a staff-level agreement with the International Monetary Fund, IMF, today, October 10, 2025, as the fifth review of the country's $3 billion extended credit facility program concludes. According to data from the Finance Ministry and the Bank of Ghana, significant progress has been made in key areas, including inflation, on matters of public debts, energy sector reforms, growth, and stability. The Bank of Ghana's tightened monetary stance have also helped in easing inflation and stabilizing the currency, with hopes of more stability with the injection of some $1.1 billion in the month of October 2025. And based on previous reviews, the IMF mission is expected to announce the staff-level agreement pending executive board approval. And when that is done, Ghana would receive the fifth tranche disbursement of $360 million in December. Officials say the agreement will further boost investor confidence and signal Ghana's firm commitment to fiscal discipline, macroeconomic reforms under the IMF program. Well, speaking of reforms, we focus on the energy sector, where government is expected to commission 13 rural electrification projects in some communities in the Savannah region. The projects, which will be commissioned by Energy Minister GHOne on October 11, as part of government efforts in pursuit of universal electricity access. The communities are Zomlape, Nikpegu, Torope, Dokope, Patinyam, Daravigope, Bakpe, Dawunikpe, Dirurekpe, Larigbani, Mamadudupe, Sankaupe and Ninyaipe under the National Electrification Scheme. Ahead of the commissioning, the minister, that is the Energy Minister John Jinapor, reaffirmed government's commitment to delivering inclusive and sustainable energy access to drive social and economic growth in rural Ghana. The initiative forms part of broader rural electrification agenda aimed at expanding coverage of electricity nationwide and accelerating the country's transition toward renewable and clean energy solutions. The University of Energy and Natural Resources became the hub of global energy dialogue as it hosted an international conference on energy and engineering. Leading academics, policymakers, and industry experts converged to tackle one of Ghana's biggest challenges, that is bridging the efficiency gap in the energy sector. From renewable innovation to climate resilience, the conference charted a bold path for Ghana's sustainable future. Here is a report by Kwesi Bejira.
The three-day summit drew local and international experts to deliberate on pressing challenges in Ghana's energy sector. The Vice-Chancellor described the conference as a milestone in UENR's mission to generate practical solutions for national and global challenges.
It speaks directly to the urgent need for integrated solutions that respond to the dual imperatives of climate action and sustainable development. UENR is proud to offer this platform for knowledge exchange, idea generation, and partnership building.
Energy Commission called for academic research to be translated into commercially viable projects, highlighting renewable technologies as key to sustaining livelihoods and agriculture.
There is a need to innovate and to promote interlinkages amongst the various sectors, with energy playing a central role, such as the Nexus in the Water, Energy and Food Nexus program. We at the Commission believe that by fostering such collaborations as I see and championing these innovative solutions, we can collectively engineer a future that is resilient, prosperous, and equitable for all.
The keynote address emphasized the importance of energy storage and fiscal incentives to make renewable energy adoption viable and impactful. He revealed that Bui Power Authority is on track to meet Ghana's target of 10% renewable energy penetration by 2030, with large-scale solar projects already underway. From Germany, Professor Wolf urged African governments to prioritize renewable energy in agriculture, stressing its importance to transform productivity and fight poverty. The Sunyani gathering closed with a call for stronger partnerships, government support, and innovative financing to accelerate Ghana's energy transition.
And that does it for the business brief. Stay with us because we have sports coming up next.
The Business Brief was brought to you by CompuGhana, passion for technology.
In sports, Africa's football governing body, CAF, has officially rejected Kumasi Asante Kotoko's request to use the Baba Yara Sports Stadium for its CAF Confederation Cup second leg match against Moroccan side Wydad Athletic Club. Ghana's representative on the Continental Championship, Kotoko, are scheduled to take on Wydad on Sunday, October 19. The Porcupine Warriors would have to play out the crucial game at the Accra Sports Stadium and not its home venue due to the RFS not meeting the standards of CAF to host a game of such nature. Following the elimination of the BNE Gold Stars from the CAF Champions League in the first round, Kotoko is Ghana's sole representative in the interclub competitions on the African continent. Black Stars defender Mohamed Salisu has revealed that the Black Stars will beat Madagascar on Sunday to qualify for the World Cup. He expressed confidence in the team's preparation, emphasizing that this final match is a must-win as victory will secure their place in the tournament.
I remember when we play in the AFCON qualifiers, I think we play individually, but now I think the players start to get to know each other more, so we play like a team, We help each other in defense, in attack. We try to communicate more with the strikers, and we try to help each other. I think that's the most important thing, and with this we can go through. We can achieve great things. I think we need to remain focused until the last day. So yeah, I don't know what's going to happen, and I think they said we need to lose 3 or 4, and they need to score. So I think we need to stay focused until the last day. Yeah.
And that'll be it for sports, and some more news in a dazzling leap from the newsroom to the courtroom. award-winning broadcaster Joyce Sewa Amehie has officially joined the ranks of Ghana's legal fraternity after being called to the bar today, October 10, 2025, at the 62nd enrollment ceremony of the Ghana School of Law. She's among 824 new lawyers inducted at a colorful ceremony attended by members of the judiciary, the General Legal Council, senior lawyers, and well-wishers from the media and entertainment industry. Known for her commanding on-screen presence, Sewa quietly pursued legal studies alongside her broadcasting career, a journey that began with a bachelor's degree in business and finance from Methodist University, followed by an LLB from GIMPA, and culminated in her successful completion of professional law training at the Ghana School of Law. Sewa has expressed deep gratitude to her family, mentors, and supporters, acknowledging the long nights of study and the sacrifices that made this achievement possible. She's pledged to contribute meaningfully to public life by using her voice and a platform to promote justice, good governance, and civic education. Her dual distinction as a broadcaster and barrister now position her as a powerful bridge between law and public discourse, with a platform here at GHOne TV and Star FM offering a unique opportunity to demystify the law and amplify voices for justice.
Joyce Sewa Nanapa upon Premisa. Precious Gifty Amba Emisa.
From newsroom brilliance to courtroom elegance, that's how we celebrate our very own Sewa Amehie, now properly known Joyce Sewa Amehie Esquire. Congratulations from the Town Network and from the newsroom here at GHOne TV and Star FM. Let's bring you some international news now. On the international front, thousands of supporters gathered in the northern Cameroonian city of Maroua to rally behind opposition candidate Issa Chiroma Bakari just days ahead of the country's presidential election. At 92, President Paul Biya is seeking an 8th term to extend his 43-year rule, but Bakari remains optimistic about causing an electoral upset. Supporters say their runout reflects a strong desire for change in a nation marred in political stagnation. Cameroon, home to nearly 30 million people, continues to grapple with entrenched corruption and a deadly separatist conflict in its western regions. Biya's re-election campaign has also reignited concerns about the credibility of the polls, with critics arguing authorities of tilting the process in favor of the ruling party. And that'll be it for the entire broadcast. On behalf of the entire production team, we say thank you for watching. My name is Emmanuel, Agyabeng. Have a good afternoon.